Man, forget about thirds. That's yesterday's news. Today we're talking about tenths. They're so much better. It's the same note. They'll make you smarter. It's the same note, it's just an octave higher. They make you sound like the Beatles. Yeah, the Beatles used it, but it takes so much more than that. They'll take your playing to another level. You already know this. It's just gonna be looking at it a different way, I promise. Okay, fine. It's the same as a third, it's just an octave up. Let's just cut to the demonstration. So a tenth, what is a tenth? So a tenth is the same note as a third, it's just an octave higher. So if you think about the major scale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, the 8 is your root note again, right? Your G, if we're doing this in G. Your 9 is the same as your 2, and your tenth is the same as your third. It's just an octave higher. So in G, your third would be, your major third, would be a B. And so your tenth, your major tenth, would also be a B. So, since you know about thirds, if you check out my other videos, you'll know that you have a major third and a minor third. So the same thing happens here. Both are just an octave up for your tenth, your major tenth or minor tenth is the way I think about it. So I'm gonna pull in close and we're gonna take a look at the two patterns that you can use to get some tenths, because it gives you that really cool kind of blackbirdy kind of sound, right? And you can kind of add that in and get some really beautiful melodic lines, kind of like that demo we did earlier. So let's pull in close and let's get this going. We're going to be a quick one today. All right, y'all, so let's get into this. We're going to start with the first pattern, which starts with your root on the low E string. In this case, we're going to use a G at the 3rd fret. Now, to find your tenth, you're going to go up 1, 2, 3 strings to the G string and up 1 fret. So think about it again like this, like if you were just making a bar chord, it's the same note as this middle finger here. So I'm just gonna fret it like this. I like to use my first finger on the root and then my ring finger on the G. And so if I pluck those together, G string, and that's your tenth. Now, this works the same way as my other video where we're going to harmonize in tenths up the major scale. And so remember the pattern is major, minor. So remember, a minor third is you just go back 1 fret. So if we're going to do a minor tenth, it's still up to the G string here, but it's on the same fret this time. So you get this sound. Okay, you see that? For the major, you're down to the G string and up 1 fret. For the minor, you're all on the same fret. Easy, right? And so remember, if you're harmonizing the scale, it goes major, 2 minors, 2 majors, 2 minors, 2 majors. So you just work that up and down. I like to do it. So just work that up and down. So that's the first pattern. Easy peasy, right? All right, so let's work now on the pattern that works on the A string and the D string. Now the reason these are different from the E string is because the B string, right, is tuned down a half step relative to the others. So it's a different interval. So in this case, if I'm going to say C is my root, to find the third on the B string relative to that A string, you still go down 1, 2, 3 strings, but you're going to go up 2 frets. So you can kind of think of it like if you were going to play a C bar chord here, right? Your third is down here, almost like if you were playing that A shape, your third is right there on the B string. So we get, now the same rules apply, right? Because we're going to go major, minor, minor next. And so that means for your third, you got to flat it. So if we're 2 frets apart, when we go up to the next, to the 2, it's going to be minor. So you're going down just 1 fret. So let's look at that again. So do that again for there. Now for the D string, it's the same pattern. With between the D and the high E is you're going to go 2 frets up. And that's that one. Okay, so let's review this one more time and we'll get out of here. So if your root is on the low E, your major third is on the G string, 1 fret up. Your minor third is on the same fret, G string. All right? If you're on your A or your D string, your root is on the A string. For the B string, you're 2 frets up for your major, and you're 1 fret up for your minor. Same thing for the D string. You're 2 frets up for your major, 1 fret up for your minor. There you go. And so remember, if you're harmonizing the major scale, it's major, minor, minor, major, major, minor, minor, major. And that's all there is to it. So take your time, work all the way up and down it, and kind of remember to think about it sort of like how it fits into the cage system if you like doing that, because you're kind of doing it as part of your E shape if you're on the low E. If you're on the A, it's kind of part of an A shape. And then if you're on the D string, it's kind of part of that D shape. So think about that. E string, E shape. A string, A shape. D string, D shape. So there you go. That might help you remember it a little bit. So there you go. Play around with that and see what you guys think. So there you go. Those are tenths. It's just a third and a little bit of different close, right? So just take those 2 patterns, work them up and down with different keys, and see what you can come up with on your own. You might even slide into a 4th here and there just to get real fancy, but that's for you to explore. Make sure you look on the internet. You'll find lots of information on some of those patterns if you need a tab for it, but use your ear. I promise you, if you use your ear, you'll get much farther ahead. So have some fun with that. Thanks again to everyone who's liked and subscribed. If you haven't, please do. It always helps with the channel. And like I've been saying, y'all, have fun playing guitar, and then make sure you're taking care of each other out there, all right? Later, y'all.